are some of the coaches the Chicago Bears should be looking at to replace Matt Nagy once he is fired? What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure you're following me on all my social media platforms. And guys, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so I got this video topic requested by a lot of you guys who reached out to me, DM me, and said, Fies, can you talk about this specific topic? And I was actually going to wait until we had some actual news and confirmation on Matt Nagy getting fired. But I'm pretty sure it's going to happen eventually at the end of the season. So why not get a head start to it right now? And that topic that you guys requested was, who are some of the coaches that the Bears should be looking at to replace Nagy once he is fired and let go, I believe, at the end of the season? So I'm going to give you guys some names here and rank them and give my reasons for each. So let's get into it. All right, so before I share the names of the potential coaches that I think the Bears should be looking at, let me just say that I've compiled these names from pretty much just rumors of coaches that the Bears could potentially be interested in, that the Bears are interested in. And guys that are probably looking for head coaching positions, all right? And, a bunch of places I've seen this from. So let's go ahead and get started here and showcase my list here. So there you have it. At number 5, I've got Jim Harbaugh / Ryan Day. Number 4, Brian Leftwich. 3, Joe Brady. Number 2, Kellen Moore. Number 1, Brian Dayball. All right, so let's go through each of these individually and talk about them, okay? We'll start at the bottom here, and this is ranked in terms of my preference, right? So my biggest preference at the top all the way to my least preferred coaching options, all right? So taking a look at number 5, we'll start at the bottom, Jim Harbaugh and Ryan Day. I put the college coaches at the bottom because I want somebody who is experienced in the NFL recently. Now, Jim Harbaugh has been a NFL head coach, a very good one, but he hasn't been in the NFL for years. Ryan Day, not an NFL head coach. And these guys have been rumored because, again, Jim Harbaugh played for the Bears. He's, coached in the NFL. He could know what it's been like being a Bears fan, I guess. All of these reasons have been thrown out there, but I just don't think they're good enough reasons. First of all, we don't even know if Jim Harbaugh is going to leave Michigan. We don't know if Ryan Day is going to leave his coaching position in college. And so right off the bat, this makes it very unlikely that these guys become the next head coach for the Bears. But more than that, I should say, is, again, I don't want college coaches right now. I have seen what the Jaguars look like with Urban Meyer. Not saying that the Jaguars are the most talented position, but talented team, but Urban Meyer does not look great. I don't want a college coach. So I put them all the way at number 5. If I had to pick between Harbaugh and Ryan Day, I would pick Harbaugh just because he's got a longer track record of success. But I don't really want either. All right, again, these names have been thrown out there, just letting you guys know. 4, Brian Leftwich, OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look, Brian Leftwich is a good OC, but I'm not the biggest fan because here's the thing. He's got Tom Brady. And anytime you've got an elite quarterback, folks, I just don't know how much credit I can give to the offensive coordinator. It's the same thing that Packers fans always want to do with Matt LaFleur. You got Aaron Rodgers. How good would Matt LaFleur be if you had Jordan Love starting? Not very good. All right, so to me, a lot of Brian Leftwich's success, I think, is tied to Tom Brady. And when we've got the greatest quarterback of all time under center, you're going to be pretty good. You're going to be a great offense. So to me, how is Brian Leftwich going to do with the Bears when they don't have Tom Brady, when they have Justin Fields? Again, Justin Fields has a lot of potential, but he's obviously not Tom Brady. So to me, again, not a fan of that as much. All right. Then we move up the list. Joe Brady, OC for the Panthers. I've soured a little bit on Joe Brady. He was very impressive early on, but we've seen that the Sam Darnold experiment kind of fell apart. Cam Newton obviously hasn't looked good at all, and I don't think Cam Newton is good, period. But the Joe Brady thing, again, we thought his offenses were pretty creative, but he's kind of regressed as of late, so that's why I've moved him down on my list. And so to me, the clear top 2 guys are Brian Dayball and Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore, the OC for the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys have a lot of weapons. Keep that in mind. Dak Prescott's a very good quarterback. You got Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, 2 very good receivers. Not to mention Michael Gallup. Dalton Schultz is a decent tight end as well. Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, 2 good backs. The offense is loaded. Keep that in mind when we talk about Kellen Moore. But He has impressed me in his few years as the OC for the Cowboys. I think he's got a creative mind. I think he would be a great fit for the Bears, and it would put them in a creative space in terms of their offense. And the number one, Brian Dayball, to me, is the runaway home run option here, because you think about Brian Dayball and everything fits. He's got experience, OC for the Buffalo Bills, obviously, if you guys don't know. He's got experience. He's got experience with a quarterback who can be a dual threat in Josh Allen, right? So that helps with Justin Fields, who can do a little bit of both. And the fact is that Josh Allen did not used to be good, and Brian Dayball basically helped him become elite. And that's what I hope he can do with Justin Fields. Again, Justin Fields could be elite too. He just needs the right coaching. And I need an offensive guy at the helm here who I know is ready to take the next step. Brian Dayball deserves to be a head coach in this league. I believe the Bears would be the perfect fit. And the most important thing in this Bears position that we're looking for is experience and somebody who's good on the offensive side and obviously can help develop Justin Fields. That's the biggest thing that matters more than anything. Experience, good on the offensive side, can develop Justin Fields. I don't want a DC, a defensive coordinator, for my head coach. I want an offensive guy. I want to bring in an offensive guy, one of these guys in here. So Brian Dayball, to me, is a perfect mix of everything that you would want in a Bears head coach in terms of what you're looking for. He'd be my top option. I think he's going to be looking for a head coaching gig, and I think it's a very good shot here that Brian Dayball could be the guy for the Chicago Bears. Now, as we wind down in the season, the rumors will start picking up, heating up. We'll see what happens. I'll update my list, keep you guys updated, but we've been hearing a bunch of other names as well. Sean Payton, I've read about him. Again, I just don't think he leaves the Saints, but maybe throw a feeler out there to see what happens with Sean Payton. You'd love to have him. But overall, folks, Brian Dayball is my number one option for the next head coach for the Chicago Bears. I believe he's got the experience needed. He's coached and gotten a quarterback to an elite level in Josh Allen, and he's an offensive-minded guy whose offenses have performed very well. So to me, give me Brian Dayball. Again, I'll keep you guys updated with this list as the season winds down, but you guys requested it, and here were my options. Again, that for you guys. At number 5, Jim Harbaugh / Ryan Day. 4, Brian Leftwich. 3, Joe Brady. 2, Kellen Moore. And number 1, Brian Dayball. Let me know what you guys think. Who are your top options for the Chicago Bears next head coach? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.